All right. What's going on, everybody? Give a few minutes for the folks to trickle in. Shout out to Jonah's in the building. Stephen B. Jonathan's here. Yes. Jonah. Who else? Udall. Here he is. Jake Boss. Brandon Moore. Who else we got here? Shout out to all of yous. And more will come in. More will come in. So let's clear it out there. Let's get it off our chests. Okay? Vent your frustration. Say what you want to say here. Okay? Let's see. I'll start Clay Holmes at close and Verdugo with the Martian. Unacceptable. Okay. So many frustrations. Yeah. Too many to count. Okay. Stephen B. What's happening? Lack of accountability and bad decision making by Boot. I'm not talking bullpen. I'm talking playing best players. EJ shouldn't even be on the field, mentioning guys who don't hustle. Okay. Stephen B. Say it louder for the people in the back. Holmes, Labor, Verdugo, Boone, Cashman, Hal. That's 3 hours of discussions. Election, never been a fire Boone guy, but his justification for Verdugo not hustling is a little unnerving. I get supporting the players, but come on, Verdugo is taking advantage of Boone's support. And we'll get into that too. So, he is banged. We crashed into the wall face first like a few days before that, so I can see the banged up thing. But, and we're going to get into this too. Why is Dominguez the answer? The solution to almost anything, right? I'm curious. I'm really curious. And that's not a knock on Dominguez. That's a curious question. Who's making the excuses too, Brandon? I don't listen to the post games because I'm on here with you, so I don't really care what they say in the post games. It's the reporters are going to ask the same questions all the time. So very rarely does he get pushed. It's nice when he does, but yeah. And when nobody's projected to 100 games, that's right. And nobody really needs to win 100 games either. The Diamondbacks and the Rangers last year, neither one of them won 100 games either. Those are the 2 World Series teams. So. Lack of hustle, yeah. And I'm going to get into that too because I put something out earlier that pissed a lot of people off if you haven't seen it. And it's not 40 man. In the playoffs, not in the season. Jack, yeah. Daniel Berry, what's happening? Dominguez may not be the savior, but he's a better option. Well, we hope he is. That's what they thought of Jackson Holiday, too, the number 1 prospect in baseball, who is considered to be miles ahead of Dominguez. And he's batting 178 right now in the majors. After a couple of hot days, crashed down to earth twice. So this is where I'm stopping short of saying Dominguez is the answer just yet. It's not proven yet, unfortunately. And that's okay. He's also coming off a long injury, too. 2 of them. Frustrating injuries. So he still needs some time to develop. Now, I'm not saying don't call him up. If you call him up, you got to play him, right? So, Braves lost. The Mets make the playoffs. Hope they choke. Yeah. Well, the Mets are definitely exciting their fans, that's for sure. So, there's no game today, David. There's no game. They're off today, my man. They're off today, sir. This is to give people a floor to vent. I always consider this place a place where people can be heard, right? And and this is why I try to have an open dialogue with people and give people a chance, multiple opportunities to be heard, right? And at some point, I'm going to stop entertaining it because people are starting to be a little bit too outlandish, a little bit too disrespectful. And I'll give you an example. I put out a video earlier, right? And this is not my opinion, okay? And for those that know me, for those that don't know me, I give it to you like it is every day. I put the facts out every day, whether they're good or not, whether I like them or not. It doesn't matter. The facts are the facts, right? They always will count to the talking points. And there's a lot of talking points. But I put out a video earlier about an article that was written, and I attached it down below so you can read it for yourself in this morning's video about a scout that criticized Jason Dominguez for not hustling, right? And then you had a bunch of other scouts echo the same sentiment. Dominguez for not hustling. So, and yeah, it was from 2022, but that's also the time that I wanted to entertain the idea of trading Jason Dominguez for somebody like Brian Reynolds from the Pittsburgh Pirates, who is better than Jason Dominguez. Okay, he's a very good player in the outfield. So, and look at his stats; he's better than Dominguez. But that didn't happen, obviously. So, and that's okay. But that pissed a lot of people off. And I understand. People are pissed off. I get it, But since when did it become? Yes, Jackie, they no hit the Pirates yesterday, a combined no hitter. But I wanted to ask you folks, when did it become okay to criticize every Yankee except for Jason Dominguez? And this wasn't even criticizing him. This was just putting out an article that was written by someone else because I wanted you all to know that it happened, right? What's up, Ken? Yankees don't win the division. Is it worth the cost of signing? So I think so. Scouts will tell you what they see. Don't have agendas. For folks to get pissy about that is really, yeah. I mean, this is the thing too, right? Billy Comenza, like my agenda is facts. I attach the articles all the time to give you a chance to read them, an opportunity to make your own decisions, right? Your own opinions, which is always welcome here. I always say it all the time. It elevates the conversations that we have, right? Elevates the content, right? I don't need people to just come and agree with me all the time. That's not fun. That's boring, right? Just like I don't see the point, the same talking point every day, the same type of video every day, criticizing Boone, criticizing Cashman. It's boring. It does nothing, right? Nobody has the answers to everything, Brian. But I'm asking a question, okay? And and this is another thing I'm going to call out when people try to put words in my mouth. I will always call that out, okay? If you're going to put words in my mouth, you better prove it with facts, okay? I put out the video this morning. I had an article, and I posted the article. I shared it with people so you could read it, okay? But again, I'm not going to block you for voicing your opinion. And this wasn't even my opinion. This was something that was important that you knew about because I know nobody else was sharing it. And again, people are saying, oh, it's 2 years ago. It doesn't matter now. Well, it doesn't make it any less true, right? In 2022, we still have people on the channel on a regular basis in the live streams and in the comments complaining about the Joey Gallo trade, the Frankie Montas trade, all 2021, 2022. So what's the difference? It's the same timeline. Dominguez got popped for not hustling a couple times, okay? And that's a fact. And that was my goal there, to share the fact, because I wanted people to know. And I always want people to know the good or the bad. I don't need you to agree with me all the time. I'm not always right, okay? Nobody is, okay? But this is, again, well, exactly, Clemenza, and echo chambers. It's just, of talking points, right? It's people repeating somebody else's talking points who repeat somebody else's talking points. And then all of a sudden it's going filtering all across the channels, right? It's crazy. And good for the Martian, Mark. That doesn't make what I put out earlier less true. And I asked the question, if he comes up and becomes a bust, right? Or just doesn't play the way he's doing, just like Jackson Holiday, the #1 prospect in baseball 2 years in a row, right? He's come up and he's batting 170. Okay, he's considered a way better prospect than Jason Dominguez by every baseball metric, by every baseball expert. Okay, there's no guarantee that the Martian's going to be a superstar. Now, I hope that he is, but if he comes up in his average, are people going to factor that into their conversations and their arguments, right? Are we going to just go back to blaming Boone and Cashman is the question. And I want you to give me your insights here, okay? Ed Elmerson, I would not hesitate. I would not complain if Hill became closer. I would not. I think I said this the other day. Clay Holmes, when he comes into the game tied, he's usually fine. When he comes into the game with a big lead, he's usually fine. When he comes into the game with a one-run lead, that's his kryptonite. And they should not be putting him in any game with a one-run lead going into the ninth. No. And it's good to see if he hustles on every plate, Democracy. That's good. But my question is, if he comes up and he doesn't hustle, are we going to be as hard on him as we are on Verdugo, rightfully so, or as we are hard on Gleyber Torres, rightfully so? Does he get a get out of jail free card, Jason Dominguez, because he's so many people's favorite prospect? That's my question. Because that's the vibe I'm getting from a lot of places. Is that we can criticize everybody, but not Jason Dominguez. And I want to know why. All right. I don't believe the hype yet until he proves it, Mark. Hype is hype, man. It's got to prove it up here. Okay, and the expectations placed upon him are unfair to him. They're unfair to him. Yeah, Emerson, I said, yeah, I mean, I would be okay with Hill, who came in being closer. I wouldn't have no problem with that. Okay. And I don't have if Martian comes up and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, you know. But why is he exempt from criticism? Especially if, and this isn't even criticism, this actually happened. It's an article that I attached that was by scouts criticizing him. Right? Why is he exempt from that? Right? Hungry athletic players. Yeah, Jay Bryan. This is why I would have honestly. I would have in Duke Ellis. If you saw him last night, he was fast. He hustled around the bases. That's what I like to see from Jazz Chisholm too. And when John Birdie comes back, I want to have those guys in the lineup more often. Hustle, fast, speed, hungry. So eligible for rookie status. We're getting all kinds of conflicting stories, Derek. All kinds of conflicting stories. But the fact of the matter is, if he came up right now, he would not win Rookie of the Year if this was his year. Because he has zero chance of winning Rookie of the Year. Zero. Next year, if he's, but yeah, next year is going to be his first pre-arb year. And that's the thing. That's what I've said it too. Like I would rather next year be his first pre-arb year with a full season play, not a month surpassing 130 bats and then wasting a pre-arb year. So I don't really care. I mean, the draft pick is the draft pick, right? But if he came up and this became his rookie, he has no chance of winning Rookie of the Year this year, even if he's eligible for a pick. None. Okay. Yeah, well, exactly, Jonah. Yankee fans did not hesitate to unleash on Anthony Volpe when he came up and struggled. Right? Are we going to do the same with Jason Dominguez? That's just the question that I have for people, right? And I don't understand. That's why I'm asking. Billy, yeah, Mickey Mantle was first called up. That's a good one. His October. His number was 6, and the pressure got to him. He sent back down, got his groove back, called back up with the number 7. Yeah, and that's also Mickey Mantle, man. That's Mickey Mantle, baby. I got a special. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pick or not, he's not going to win Rookie of the Year this year. I mean, right? But yeah, that this is the intel we're getting now. Thank you for sharing it. Okay, doing having more than 60 days of total service time, not active service time, just regular. They didn't put him on the minor league IL soon enough, which I think is the thing that triggered his service time threshold, whatever you call it. So, NFE, yo. Well, this was one example of him not hustling yesterday. A couple of days before that, he crashed face first into the wall, hustling, catching the ball. People seem to forget that. I remember that. Core is a real man. He was also busted for cheating. But there's bench coach with the Astros. So I don't know about Francisco. Volpe isn't good. Why is he not good, David? His batting average is 40 points higher than last year. So why is he not good? Small progress is still progress, David. I'll take that. Clemenza, it's all good. No, we're not, Francisco. And this is the thing. Nobody's talking about him not hustling now. People keep saying that, but the article I put out earlier didn't mention that, nor did I. So nobody's talking about the Martian not hustling right now. And this is where people get confused because people start talking stuff that had nothing to do with what we're talking about. The article I put out earlier called him out. He had scouts calling him out, multiple scouts calling Dominguez out for not hustling in 2022. Okay. And I'm glad that he's more aggressive now. That's good, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It has happened. So it led me to ask the question: is if it happens again, are we going to hold them to the same standard as we hold the Yankees now? Being like pissed off at Oswald. I mean, at what do you call it? At Gleyber Torres and Verdugo and all them. Or does he get out of jail free card? Right? And if he's a legend, man. Yeah, Volpe has made progress. I mean, it's... And again, like, I'll take it. So he's only in his second year. He's making progress, which is good. So the rest of the... Yeah, you're right. The rest of the season is make or break. So, yeah. They'll likely get bounced easier as a wild card team than as a division winner. It's a more favorable playoff lineup for the Yankees if they win the division. So they've got to do everything they can to win this division. No. Yeah, Brett Gardner was never an issue with his hustling, man. Never an issue with his hustling. Volpe helmet that fit. His helmet is kind of small. Yeah, Bill. I mean, this is one reason I've been such a proponent of long relief, like Cody Poteet, and converting a starter to relief, and having a couple of those guys who can serve as a bridge, man. Who can serve as a bridge from the starters to the relievers, to the short inning guys. Because you're right, Billy. We need a couple of those guys that can throw multiple innings. But what else are you most frustrated about, gang? No, I don't think. Yeah, it's just what I'm saying is downing Verdugo is a means of justifying bringing it. To me, it's not. And again, like Gardner was definitely an underappreciated Yankee too. I think Lorenzo. I'm with you there. Yeah, the bullpen. I mean, I think they have work to do in the bullpen. The bullpen has to look different in October than it does right now. It absolutely has to. And next year, it absolutely has to look different. There's no denying that. None. They've got work to do. No, I don't think Judge's season is diminished. I mean, you look at guys like Willie Mays and guys like that had historic seasons, and then with Ty Cobb didn't win the World Series. Like, yeah, he's gonna be a stud no matter what. LV. Yeah, Weaver along the leaf, Hamilton, like Hill. You got some other guys too. Yeah, man. Constant bullpen problems and losing winnable series and like blowing games. Yeah, right. Blowing games. And thankfully, they go with close by committee. Yes, we did, Talbot. People don't want to hear that. half of Clay Holmes' saves were, caused by other relievers putting him in a terrible situation or a defense blowing stuff. I mean, so 11 blown saves people don't want to hear regardless. So I get that. I get it. Right. So. But if you haven't seen the video earlier that I put out, please watch it because I want to know what your thoughts are. And again, I attached the article for a reason. Okay. But now I'm just going to put out the stuff. Here are the facts. And anybody who's disrespectful, I'm just not going to respond to them. It's not worth it. People that come in here, I want to give you the opportunity to be heard. Okay, we can have a dialogue. But, this article actually happened. I mean, why are people pissed at me and not Dominguez for not hustling? I don't get it. Right? Yeah, Vivas, too, is another one who I want to see him up here, too, man. It happens a lot, Lorenzo, but that's part of the territory. This is one reason why I do things the way that I do. I do things differently. And I know it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I know it pisses a lot of people off, but at the end of the day, I mean, would you rather have me just lie or just tell you what you want to hear? Or would you rather get the real story and the facts and leave it up to yourself to decide how you feel about it? Right? Facts are not sexy things. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. And facts, I mean, like it or not, they counter propaganda. They counter talking points that a lot of people rely on. Okay? And I don't always like the facts, but the facts are the facts. Right? So, yeah. No, Lou and I, not yet, man. John, I appreciate it, man. This is why, I don't do things like the other channels do. And I appreciate the other channels that come on and give insight and give perspective. I don't expect them to agree with me all the time. That's not fair to them. They don't have to agree with me. None of you have to agree with me, right? You guys bring value to the chat by giving your opinions on this stuff. All I want to do is get you the information that you most likely are not getting from other places. Like, did anybody know about this article about Dominguez? Right? Crawford, it's fact, dude, right? And this is not my opinion. It's not my opinion. This is one reason why I attach articles in the video so people can see for it themselves. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not intentionally trying to piss fans off. No. Right? So, look, I like Dominguez. I'm excited for him. I hope he does well. Right? And when he comes up, he comes up. I have no control over when that happens. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep riding or die with my team. People can abandon them when they're bad and ride the wagon when they're good. That's up to them. Right? Yeah, Stephen B. Well, now you have the article. You can go check it out. I attached it in the video so people can see for themselves. Right? They even gave the name of the scouts, and they broke it down. Irrespective of his performance. But what happens is when you start not playing well, then stuff like that gets amplified, right? Especially when you represent the Yankees. Stuff like that gets talked about more often. Well, he's not playing well. Let me figure out something, right? Somebody was accusing me of, oh, you had to go dig up dirt. It's not digging up dirt. It's doing my homework, doing my research, so I know what I'm talking about. So that when I give you information, it's factful. It's factual, right? True. Well, exactly, Mark. Thank you. I don't almost have 22K subscribers by accident. I stick to the facts. Yeah, they don't always agree with me, and I don't always agree with the facts, but they're the facts. And you, the viewers, deserve the best information, the real information. I'm not going to give talking points and pawn myself off as real talk. To me, that's propaganda. I won't do it. You deserve better than that. Okay? But yeah, I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you. And again, I would agree too, Lou. Yeah, we do stand a better chance against the Twins than the Kansas City. And we'll get a better idea, next week of how we do versus Kansas City. So, when you 3-8 dirt, I'm sure I did too, Jack. I used to hammer my turds on the wall when I was a little kid, so I remember my parents used to tell me all the time. Yeah. You've a night listening to stuff not relevant to the Yankees' current issues. Boone sucks as a manager. Verdugo's liability. Current facts. Yeah, so how many pitching problems does the Martian solve, Francisco? How many pitching problems does he solve? And if he comes up and he's not better than Verdugo, are you going to blame Boone for that? Just a question, Francisco. Yeah, well, exactly, Clemenza. I want some clarity on what you're saying, Francisco, because it is relevant to the Yankees. It's not what people want to hear right now, because people want to hear that Dominguez Dominguez solves so many problems, which is, what problems does he solve especially on the pitching side? Case in point, I keep going back to Jackson Holiday. He's the number one prospect in all baseball, rated way higher than Dominguez, and he's batting 178 in the majors. Excuse me, majors. Death threats to the Astros players. Oh, I'm sure, Willard. I'm sure we get that stuff on, Yankee. I'm sure they get all kinds of hate there too. And I get tons of trolls here on Yankee fans. I get tons of trolls. So it comes with the territory, Willard. But, I just stick to the facts, man. I just stick to the facts. And again, like I said earlier, I would rather, play guys that hustle and lose, but aside from playing guys that don't hustle and win. So I'd rather have the guys in there like Duke Ellis if he's here. If Dominguez is here, then Dominguez is here. Either one of them. If they're going to hustle, then fine. But I'm also not going to use one example of Verdugo not really hustling to make him look like Gleyber Torres, who's known for not hustling. When he crashed into a wall face first like 3 days ago, hustling, right? Francisco, we don't know that he's better than Verdugo. We don't know that. Okay? We thought Jackson Holiday was better than everybody, and he's not. And he's way better than Jason Dominguez, Jackson Holiday. Right? So there's no guarantee, Francisco. When he comes up, he comes up. I'll be excited, and I'll cheer for him happily. But there's no guarantee. If he comes up and he's not better than Verdugo, are people going to say he's a bust? What are people going to do? So, yeah, the Yankees they're going by closer by committee now, Mark. So they're going to use they're not going to just rely on Clay Holmes anymore. And I don't think they should, especially with a 1-run lead. I don't think it's a good idea for them to do that. So that's the goal here, Stephen B. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that you're here. I want people to think. I push people to think, right? And to elevate their minds. Again, if that means they come back at me, so be it. That's great. I'm not going to apologize for any of that. Just like I don't want you apologizing for speaking your mind either. We're Yankee fans. We're passionate. We love our team. We all come from different angles. That's okay. And it's welcome here. Yeah, this was the trade deadline was, the prices were crazy high. Well, exactly. Nobody knows what Jason's going to do until he's here. Exactly. Ken, it's a great question, man. It's a great question. And like, why do so many people get angry with me for pointing out a fact? Is it because it disputes the talking points that they've been spoon-fed by other channels? This is a question too. If that's a yes, and it's okay. Just say so. These are facts. I don't always like the facts, but they're facts, right? Well, I appreciate that too, Clemenza. Yeah, I mean, if something comes up like that, I always corroborate with an article, so you can read for yourself and you can see who wrote the article, right? It's verified all the time, Clemenza. Thank you. Yeah. You don't know that, Francisco. You're saying you can't prove that. We don't know if he's going to contribute more than Verdugo. Okay? We don't know. We don't know. Dominguez can come up here and stink. I hope that's not the case, but if he does, are the people going to be now, or are they going to be quiet? Is it going to be crickets? Right? Cam Eden's another one, Jack. Yes, I mean, another speedy outfielder that they got. Cam Eden's got 6 years of control, just like Duke Ellis do. So that's good. And these guys are known for their speed. They're here for their speed. So one of them may make the postseason. And if you saw Duke Ellis last night, damn, he's fast, man. He is fast. Whew. Everyone is clamoring for Dominguez because he's been hyped through the gills for 5 years now, Francisco. And he had great 10 days last year. But again, that's what happens. Right? Everybody was clamoring for Jackson Holiday, and look at him. And a question again, Francisco. If he turns out to be just like Jackson Holiday and bats 170, I'm not saying that he does, but if he does, is it going to be crickets? Are those people going to come into the live streams? Right? Well, that's the other thing too, John. I mean, this is an important point too. He had a great 8 days or 10 days. Fantastic, right? So, and bringing up, but he is unproven. And in the pennant race, it's tough, man. It is tough. None of us know, unfortunately. We're essentially relying on speculation right now. I understand the appetite to have him up here. He's been hyped for 5 years now. 5 years now. By channels, by beat writers, by everybody. So it's creating expectations that are going to lead to a lot of pressure for Jason Dominguez. And if he does not follow through with them, are people going to call him a bust like they call Anthony Volpe a bust? Not everybody, but lots of people do. Or is he just held to a different standard? Right? That's the question I have, and I want to know what you're thinking. Okay. Some of the things he said about Verdugo, I didn't even know what did Cora say, Lorenzo. I didn't see any of them. Well, yeah, I mean, we've been spoiled by this franchise, Stephen B. Right? We've been spoiled by this franchise, and thankfully, right? And I'm thankful for them for it. I hope we can enjoy more of it. Peter, I appreciate the kind words, my man. Appreciate that. Francisco, 1 week is not long enough to prove yourself. What does Holiday have to do with the Yankees? Same price, same type of prospect, but number one, same type of hype. Came up to the majors, stunk it up, went back down to the minors, lit the world on fire. He's back up in the majors now, batting 170. Okay. What does Dominguez have to do with Mickey Mantle? Absolutely nothing, but so many folks are comparing him to Mickey Mantle. Right? There's a lot of questions we can ask. But this is why we're relying on hype for one guy. If he comes in, there's no guarantees. That's the problem. I wish there were. They're not. Well, yeah, I mean, they're paying Verdugo and they're paying Trent Grisham, right? So, and with the expectation that they weren't sure that Dominguez was going to come back as quickly as he did. Thankfully, he did, right? So, Francisco, leave the talking points out of here, dude. I'm asking you simple questions. If you can't answer them, bounce. Okay? Like I said, I press people to think. I'm asking you a simple question. I asked you repeatedly. Right? Yankee boy Michael K. You got to come up with something better than that, dude. Yeah. There was some controversial politician, the KKK at Westboro Baptist Church. Death threats? Apparently so. Well, it's Texas. I mean, I don't know. They're known for loving guns, man. But I don't know. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, so what? But I also said, Lou, that you can't put him in with a one-run lead. But so what? Aaron Judge defended him too. The Yankee captain. They're standing by him, right? And I said it too. He's great when you put him in a tie. He's great when you put him in a big lead, but you put him in a one-run lead. That's his kryptonite. And I said I didn't have any problem with him, going to an eighth or seventh or eighth inning. He's even said it too. But yeah, I defended him. I don't throw players under the bus, Lou. I just don't do it. Not in public. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have gotten Tanner Scott without Dominguez. He wouldn't be here right now. He'd be a Marlin, Francisco. The ask was Dominguez, Jones, Chase Hampton, at least those three for Tanner Scott. Would you have given them all three for 2 months of Tanner Scott? There wasn't a chance in the world they were going to get Tanner Scott without Dominguez. Just remember that, Francisco. Would you have done that? Sleepy Mike Francisco. Tell Comenza. Look, we get passionate. Just like all of you, we're passionate fans, right? We have different ways of doing it. Okay? And they measure success in chips. I don't know. We can't really prove Raziel. They have the highest payroll in baseball. They pay out the most revenue sharing as well. So their profits aren't as big as people think they are. Francisco, I'm going to ask you again. Would you have done the trade? Everybody didn't want Dominguez. Everybody wanted Spencer Jones. He's rated higher than Dominguez in almost every metric. Teams were asking for Spencer Jones, like the White Sox for Garrett Crochet asked for Spencer Jones, not Dominguez. Okay, what part of that aren't you getting? I'm going to ask you right back. Okay. Tanner Scott would have cost Dominguez and Jones and Chase Hampton and maybe even Roderick Arias. Would you have done that for 2 months of Tanner Scott? And you're right too. He does have an. I mean, they're saying, yeah. The front office is telling us that Dominguez has, and he's blocked, unfortunately, right, until next year. And we're not saying it. They're saying that themselves, Raziel, right? Cashman and them are saying it themselves. Unless you want to eat Dominguez's contract, eat Verdugo's contract and play Dominguez. That's up to them. That's up to them, right? Yeah, the Astros got fleeced by the Jays, and the Padres got fleeced by the Marlins. And you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is, right? They felt like those moves were going to be the moves that is going to put them over the top. We'll see. It still remains to be seen. Cuban is Brandon. Is it Brandon Maia? Mark, is that him, Brandon Maia? I don't know if he's Cuban or Dominican. I don't remember. Well, they did. I mean, I don't know if they ignored the bullpen flaws. The prices for Tanner Scott were way too high, so they got two other guys. Didn't work out the way they wanted to, unfortunately. But they brought in two relievers, and they struck gold with Jazz. I mean, we got the best offensive player at the deadline with Jazz Chisholm, so that's good. But yeah, I would have liked better. I would have liked if they got Tanner Scott, but we can get him in free agency now at the end of the season. He'll be for free. We won't have to trade anything for him. Right? Cole versus Tyon. Nice. I didn't think the Yankees try. I think the Yankees win 2 out of 3 against the Cubs, but we'll see. We don't have to face Imanaga, thankfully. So, yeah, Ben Rice also came down to earth. It happens with these young kids. Unfortunately, it happens. And he's got to make some adjustments and keep developing. Well, he is money in the postseason too. Yep. And that's one reason they got Verdugo. But again, we can't, like I said earlier, that counters the talking points of Jason Dominguez. But it just does, unfortunately. Right. Well, why is he imposing the cap, Razio? Is it because they give $150 million a year in revenue sharing to teams that don't use it to get better? They just pocket the money. That's $150 million almost every year the Yankees give out in free money to teams out of their revenues. No other team does that, Razio. And they still have a $300 million payroll. Right? Stop bringing up Scott. Mello, I didn't bring up Scott. Someone else did. Okay. I answered that. Kyle Finnegan from the Nationals didn't get traded. Rockies, I don't think anybody got traded from the Rockies or Reds or Giants. None of those guys got traded. Angels guy got traded to the Phillies. Taylor Rogers recently got put on waivers, but I don't think he's been claimed. But Kyle Finnegan was the big arm, and he didn't get traded, Mello. This is the problem, too, that a lot of folks didn't get, like Tarek Skubal didn't get traded, right, to anywhere. Neither did Garrett Crochet. Maya is Dominican. Okay, so I wonder who the Cuban outfielder is. Well, let's stop giving $150 million revenue sharing, and then they can use more to the payroll, right? They didn't make this current plan. You think they're voluntarily giving $150 million in revenue sharing to teams? That's that sucks. 4 of the top 5 prospects, Michael Ryan, for the Padres went to the Marlins for Tanner Scott. 4 of the top 5. So, Maya is slowly developing. He's still young, Mark. He's still young, but he's developing. We don't know if we're not getting Scott in free agency. We don't know, Mel. So, we don't know. Well, that's a solution to a lot of folks, John. It's just, that's what I'm trying to understand. Well, they won't have to give him any top picks, Godly. I mean, in free agency, they could just sign up for cash. But yeah, Godly did. The Padres gave up 4 of their top 5 picks for Tanner Scott. He's money right now, but even so, that's a ransom to pay. And you can't blame the Marlins for taking that deal, just like you can't blame the Blue Jays for taking that deal for Kikuchi either. They both fleeced the other teams. Can't blame them for that. Yeah, Jazz was the best position player, and we got him. So And you're right. The pitching market was a seller's dream, and the top pitchers didn't get traded, which is crazy, but it's true. Yeah, well, this is true. Relievers, and there's a lot of relievers that are going to be available, especially, a couple of closers, but they're going to get paid. They're going to get paid. But what else, folks? What else are you more? Did they DFA Domingo Germán already? Oh my gosh, we got crushed the other day I think yesterday by the Cubs. I don't think we're facing lefties this weekend, Lou. Yankees revenue goes all across the baseball. It's kind of spread out in such a way that it goes to the lower payroll, the low, teams that don't spend, and then works its way up. But it goes everywhere. It goes everywhere. But there's no other team that gives as much as the Yankees is in revenue sharing. Yeah, the Dodgers do. The Dodgers also have a problem. Those aren't excuses, Raziel. Okay, you would be pissed off too if you had to give $150 million away in free money to teams that just pocketed it. It's not excuses. You can say excuses on here, but if you were in there in boat and you're not, you would be just as pissed. Kopech, is Kopech a free agent, Tyler, or does he have one more year? $300 million cap is fine. It's fine. David, man, I appreciate it. I think it's important to stay level-headed with this type of stuff, right? Because a lot of times people just overreact and emotionally on incomplete information, and it doesn't elevate anything. It does nothing to solve any problems or elevate the conversation, David. So thank you for the kind words, man. We're adults here, right? We don't need to be juveniles. We're adults. Context does matter, Raziel. Now, why don't you break down the difference between profits and revenue? I have an MBA in economics, so I want you to break it down for me. Context matters. I've already broken it down in the video, and I had people on and do it. I want you to break down for me the difference between, as it pertains to the Yankees. Look on Wikipedia and look at the difference as it pertains to the Yankees. Because you're right, context does matter. You're right. Well, yeah, exactly, Tyler. We need to make postseason first. Yeah, Arias is Dominican. Yes, indeed. Yeah, revenue is not the same as profits. That's right. Exactly, Godly. Pirates DFA Domingo Germán. I'm not surprised. I think it's his time has passed, really. So, Lamar Jackson, man, I wish the Jets would have gotten him instead of Aaron Rodgers, but oh well. Now, yeah, with the expanded playoff format, Lou, it's going to be a seller's market more and more. I agree. I agree. Maybe Wink. It'll be fun watching be back in Wrigley. That'd be cool. Print money, not any more than the Dodgers or the Phillies or the Mets. People think their profits $8 billion. That's not the truth. Those aren't the facts. They're self-financing their own stadium. They pay revenue sharing. So automatically you have to take hundreds of millions off the revenues right off the bat. Okay, right off the bat. Yeah, you're always welcome to vent here, Clemens. You know that. I hope the turnaround starts tomorrow too, man. Absolutely. Seeing your GM bringing they didn't keep for very long, so he approves the moves. How? So Aaron Hicks wasn't an overpay when they got him, when they gave him that extension. He became an overpay later. Go look at his stats. He wasn't an overpay in the beginning. That context matters. That thing you said, that it pertains to Hicks. I don't think John Birdie's a free agent. I don't know, Steve. That's a good question. More teams in the playoffs means more revenue for the teams. Yes. For those teams, the extra teams, yes. It's worldwide, yes, Mello, but it doesn't change the math, the numbers. I would agree 100%, Ken. Yeah. They should force the teams that don't spend the money to give the money back 100,000%. It's not fair. It's not fair. Exactly, Mark. You got a DFA. You get a dead judge. He hasn't hit home in 6 games, man. You gotta. Okay. So, does anybody in here see the video I put out this morning? Does anybody have a problem with it? I want to give people an opportunity to speak their piece, right? Got a lot of heat this morning. I appreciate that, David. I'm not going to rest, man. I'm not going to rest. I'm not. I feel this is a sense of duty and obligation. I feel a sense of duty and obligation to, as a Yankee fan, to, especially one that has a channel with over 20,000 subscribers, to give the folks that come here and watch the videos the right information and good information. They may not always like it, and that's okay. But at the very least, you're going to get the facts, right? That's at the very minimum I can get to you. At the very minimum, David. You deserve the right on both sides. If there are 2 sides of the story, you deserve to know both sides. If I gave you just my side and left you out the other side, I feel like I'd be depriving you of information. And I don't like to do that. Yankees, it's all factored into their revenue. International money is not independent of the revenues that they bring in. Well, we'll see, Michael Ryan. Yeah. Yeah, let's get the like. Anybody hasn't hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up. We always get the likes up. We always want to get the likes up. Trying to use your education as some sort of dictionary. Raziel, I counted you on it, dude. All right? It's not a dick measuring contest. You brought up a point. I called you on it. Okay? And that's the other thing you're going to get here. I know the difference, okay, between the two. So, using my education is a fact. I have a background in economics, so I can tell the difference between the two. I've broken it down in videos for folks who still complain about, who think the Yankees are making $8 billion in profits. That's bad information. It's incomplete, untrue, incorrect information. Okay? What's childish, Raziel, and you're welcome to say that. Okay? What's childish is people coming on here and doing stuff like this. Okay? Trying to make it look like I don't know what I'm talking about. I guarantee you I do. Okay? Not saying you don't. And it's not a dick measuring contest. Okay? We don't do that here. I don't need an ego stroke every day. I don't tell people that they're not real fans when they don't agree with me. I don't ever do that. I don't block people for having different opinions. Okay? I don't troll other channels. I don't send people to troll other channels. I don't do any of that stuff. I welcome different opinions. Okay? If Hal were serious, so you're speaking for Hal, Raziel. This is what I'm talking about, right? If Hal were serious, if I were serious, you know damn well your first issue wouldn't be 150 in revenue sharing when your GM is still paying Josh Townsend to be retired. You're serious with that comment, dude? You expect me to take you seriously? I'm not even gonna. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna entertain that one. Well, exactly, Godly. People are saying the Yankees were going to be a 4th place team. A lot of folks were saying that, right? A lot of folks were saying they were going to be a 4th place team, and that's fine. You know, they're playing over expectations right now. Yeah, Hicks was good, and then he got hurt, and he tried to turn himself into Barry Bonds, didn't work, and then that's what it is. Birdie's got another year of arbitration. All right. I hope the Yankees keep him here, Jonathan. I really do. I have no problem if they give Canely a shot. Yeah, the contract was a steal when Hicks signed the contract. It's unfortunately turned into an albatross. So Rizzo's contract, Shreggy. Rizzo has a $17 million team option for 2025 or a $6 million buyout. I have a feeling the Yankees are going to buy him out, save that $11 million, and put it towards trying to re-sign Juan Soto. That's what my guess is, but we'll see. Right? Yep. Yeah, it's a team option for 2025. So, which I mean, it's 17 million bucks. So, but I think the Yankees are going to give him his buyout or a yacht. Yeah, it's a $6 million buyout. 53 likes. All right, that's cool. I think they're going to buy out Rizzo too. I don't think Lincoln's a good question. I don't if Clay Holmes is moved to middle relief. I don't think he'll blow as many run leads in middle relief. I don't know. I just don't know that he's can handle the spot in the one run game as a closer for the Yankees. I think we can all but agree that that's not the right spot for him. You don't have a problem. You just said Hal wasn't serious, and you said I wasn't serious because we're not bitching about Josh Donaldson. That's what you just said up above. Okay. Again. Okay. This is why I mentioned having an MBA, because of those types of comments that you were making earlier. Okay. Because I understand the difference. And that's why I don't make comments like that. Okay. It's not a knowledge matter. I don't care. Great. Some of you might have it. Great. Nobody could care that I have it. I don't care. I don't, I'm not here saying bragging about it and all this type of stuff. Nobody cares. Okay. But when you come after me, you better be ready, because I'm going to come right back after you. Okay. Yeah. It's good to have a good community of people who stick by each other. And Razy, I'm not going to block you for being this type of stuff, for doing this type of stuff. I'm still not gonna block you. So kudos for you for trying. Yeah, a lot of people said that, Robert, right? They said they were going to be a fourth place team. And then they said they were going to be a fourth place team this year. And we're not. A lot of people said that. A lot of channels said it too. But, that's not always the case. It's not always the case. Hopefully they win the division, because it gives them a more favorable playoff situation. This is true too, Ken. Yeah. It's a great point. Sometimes you got to move Kansas City. Yeah. Amen to that, my man. Lou Trevino is another, yeah. If the Phillies sign Soto, we'll get there. Apparently, the Blue Jays are in on Swan Soto now. Well, they're going to they're going to pursue him this offseason. So, yeah, Michael, man, yeah. We still have things to clean up in the bullpen. No doubt about that. No doubt about that at all, man. Yeah, he does go through these terrible stretches, and like I said yesterday, I see it a couple times. I appreciate that his team stands by him. It's not only Boone; it's Aaron Judge and all the rest of them. I appreciate that I appreciate that they stand by him. Loyalty matters, in my opinion. So Lou Trevino has a $5 million option, and Weaver has a 2.5. I think Weaver will be back. I'm not sure about Lou Trevino. I think Luke Weaver should be back. Well, Raziel, some people said it. Early in the beginning of the season. Happens. Well, I think they're going to pursue Tanner Scott. I don't know if they're going to get him, but they're going to pursue him. That's what they said they're going to do. Closer by committee right now, Raziel. That's what they said they're going to do. Yeah, and Gary Sanchez's defense wasn't out. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and his lack of focus behind the plate as a catcher defensively. Yeah, frustrated the heck out of people. Yep. Jonah, have a great night. I'll wrap this up. I appreciate people coming on and speaking their minds. And thank you, Raziel, for the back and forth. See, we can still push each other and be cool. Blake's done a good job, but I wouldn't be surprised if people are critical of him for the Clay Holmes and from other folks either. So, yeah, do you remember that? Shohei's flight tracking to the Blue Jays? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Word life. I know. Hey, yo. OMG. Have a great night to you too, Raziel. Yeah, let's trade Judge for Patrick Corbin. That's obvious, Jack. That's a logical move. So, I would agree, Yankee Mike. I think Holmes goes to a team with a less pressure situation. We love you too, Raziel. Okay, we love you too, man. We really do. And again, we're feisty, man. That's how we roll here, man. But keep bringing it. Keep bringing it. Thank you, Stephen B. I appreciate you too, man. It's never hate. Yeah, it's never hate here either, Raziel. It's never hate here either. It's not about hate on this channel. It's not. Yeah, Loizaga, that would have been an interesting one. I wish he would have stayed healthy, unfortunately. Yeah, they need better depth, Michael Ryan. They definitely need better depth, 100%. Which issues, Lou? Which issues did you want to talk about? We vented about the bullpen. We vented about the hitting, and that's a spicy meatball. Michael, which issue did you want to get into, Lou? I'm here, dude. Yeah, thank God for Sunil. There he is. The Chiefs still beating on the Ravens? Sunil. We got into that quite a bit tonight. I think OMG. I think Soto lands back in the Bronx. Cohen can't help it, just because he's worth that much doesn't mean personal wealth. But the Yankees franchise, if the Yankees want somebody, I can't see them being outbid. I just can't. And what's the appeal of him going to the Mets? That's I do think Cohen is going to overpay for somebody like Corbin Burns, and not one Soto. 20-10 Chiefs. Yeah. All right. That defense was smothering Lamar Jackson. Oof. Yeah, I mean, too many relievers are hurt, man. Like, it sucks that Marinacho missed so much time. It sucks that so many other guys missed time. Loizaga, it just sucks. I think Soto wants to be here too. Word life, I'm with you, and I think he looks happy here too, man. He loves the fan love that he gets. So I don't think Soto would ditch us for Queens. I don't think so. But people can be wrong. And crazy things have happened, but I don't. I can't see it. I mean, who would be a better dual partner than Aaron Judge from the Mets? I mean, they might not even re-sign Peter Alonso, and I think he's going to wind up going elsewhere. So, yeah, who's better on the Mets than Aaron Judge to pair with Juan Soto? That's one. That's one question I have. Like, yeah, good, Sunil. The spotlight's not in Queens. The spotlight's in the Bronx, right? It really is. I mean, he's got almost a 600 winning percentage with mostly subpar rosters. So I think he's outperformed expectations a lot of years with the Yankees. Boom. But this is the first year that they've had a really, really good roster. Uh, yeah, I think so too, Steven. The rest of the team is better. I don't know about that, though. I don't know about that. You got a couple good players, but him and Judge, that could be a historic combination. Ken never ceases to amaze me either, man. I yeah. It's just I don't get it, Ken. I don't get it, but people keep bringing it, so yeah, people keep bringing it. Yes, and yeah, I remember those chats. Yeah, those chants. Yeah. Did we beat who, Lou? Deep House, you calm down. Good, good. We had a little fiery chat a little bit ago, so but a necessary chat, a necessary chat. So sometimes those have to happen. Sometimes they gotta happen. Yeah. Um, I saw that strike. I mean, the Yankees aren't even there, and they're in the Red Sox fans' heads, and they're in the Mets fans' heads. Just goes to show you that the Bronx is where it's at in New York. They have to do that, and it's sad. Who to replace Soto with? That's a good question, though. I don't know. I mean, there's nobody who can bring the value that Soto brings. I mean, I would think so, Razio. That the Chiefs are. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be good, man. There's no doubt about it. Oh, he's angry for a lifer. It's DFA DJ Trevino Torres Verdugo and Holmes. Yeah, eating a shitload of money, Ken. But of those guys right there, I don't see Torres, Verdugo, and Holmes back next year. And I think the Yankees will try to trade Trevino and Nestor Cortez this offseason. I think next year's team is going to look quite a bit different than this year's team. And I think it needs to. I think it needs to. Nah, there's no Mats out tonight, Sunil. So, nah, people are being cool. People are being cool. How often do I check Reddit? Never, Wink. Why? Should I check Reddit? Like, I wouldn't even know what the hell to do there. What thread should I be checking on Reddit? I do think Dominguez comes up, Jim. At some point, I think he comes up. Yeah. I do think he comes up, man. But what if he comes up and he's no good? That's a question I keep asking that. People don't want to entertain. Because it is a possible scenario. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen. Baseball, the MLB subreddit. I'm gonna check this out, Wink. Is that a paid thing? Reddit? Popcorn. I'll check it out. I don't know if the Verdugo's not going to make the postseason. He's better in the postseason than he is in regular season. So, yeah, everything is free on Reddit. All right, I'll check it out, Wink. MLB. All right, I'll check it out. Honestly, Strike, I don't think the Yankees are going to sign any one of those guys. I think Jazz Chisholm can move over to second, or it could stay at third, and Caleb Durbin can play. I think we got that. We can replace Gleyber Torres' production here. I don't think it's enough word life, honestly. A qualifying offer is $21 million. That's going to be way too much for at this point in time for Gleyber Torres. Touchdown Ravens. Wow. Yeah, that's true. It's going to take a while to figure out what the hell Dominguez is going to bring here. All those expectations were placed on Jackson Holiday, and he's not there yet. He's not ready yet. And that's okay. That's okay. And I hope the Martian stays healthy too. I do. Just like Spencer Jones, I hope he stays healthy as well. I hope both of them come up here, and I hope both of them give an opportunity to play. Yeah, Wink. This is why I'm excited to have Duke Ellis here. That's why I'm excited to have John Birdie coming back, because we're going to get some more speed and hustle that we haven't had. Did you see how fast Duke Ellis was last night? Holy Jesus! Him and Jazz Chisholm, man. These guys can raise hell on the base paths, and that's exactly what we need, man. We need those. We need that skill set, that intangible here. Yeah. Tyler, the second, third. Well, third baseman is Alex Bregman is leading the third baseman class. I have this up here. Let me pull it up here. MLB free agents. Here we go. Let me pull up the free agents list here. By position. The hell. By position. Okay, let's see. Okay, this past year, second base, you got Gleyber Torres. You got Brandon Lowe is a co-option. Ha-Sung Kim with an option. Whit Merrifield, Wilmer Flores, Jorge Polanco, Brandon Crawford, Brandon Drury, Adam Frazier. Third base, you got Alex Bregman, Justin Turner, Eugenio Suarez, Gio Urshela, J.D. Davis, Yohan Moncada. But that's a club option for Yohan Moncada. So he might get exercise. We don't know. But that's second and third right there, Talbot. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Duke Ellis is freaking fast. He's really fast. Yeah. Yeah, the Astros are much better than they're healthy now too. They're just better than they were in April. Youthful speed, J Palvis, exactly. Like guys like Cam Eden and Duke Ellis, they have 6 years of control, 3 years of pre-arb and 3 years of arb still ahead of them. So they have a lot of controllable years here with the Yankees, which is good. If they want to utilize that skill set, they've got 6 years that they can, incorporate it. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, OMG, he's not 100%. Like he crashed face first into the wall a couple days before that from a hustle play. So he could be still like bad. I don't know. I don't know. He was holding his leg. He was banged up, so he was holding his. I think it was his knee. Um, just don't know. I don't know. Astros have is Kikuchi a free agent, or does he have another year? Yeah, I did see that. Matt Chapman signed 6 years, 151 million. Yep. Bregman. Oh boy. I know some people are going for Bregman, so people want the Yankees to go after Alex Bregman. I'm really curious to see what the Yankees do with that. Like whether they move Jazz Chisholm back to second, or whether they keep him at third. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like Jazz pickup. He's got 2 more years here too, so I'm looking forward to seeing what a full year of Jazz Chisholm is going to do. Yeah, and John Sterling's coming back to call games in October in the postseason, which I'm happy. It's going to bring some of that class back to WFAN. So, yeah. Shorter deal but I have a feeling Burns is going to get a 6 or 7 year deal. This is his opportunity to cash in Corbin Burns, and having won a Cy Young, I think he's going to get himself a big deal. Let me see if Kikuchi's a free agent here. Starting pitching. There's a lot of guys here. Kikuchi. Spot track. Let's try this. You say Kikuchi. Come on. Yeah, he's a free agent after this year. He's a free agent, so he's another guy. Tucker, I think the Astros are going to lock up Kyle Tucker. I have a feeling they're going to lock him up. Shraggy, I think the Mets are going to sign Corbin Burns. I think they're going to overpay for Corbin Burns. Duke Ellis, he's just up here, J Palvis, and he's got lots of speed, and they're bringing him up here to be a late season, late inning base stealing disruptor. So, and this is true too, Mark. We can't lose on the day we have left. Yeah. Well, exactly too. I kind of feel the same way, Jim. I don't want to bring that here. I would rather keep Jazz at second, Jazz at third, and bring up Kalen Durbin for second or something like that. Hey, Jesse, how are you? Sevy's a free agent. Yeah, I'm a pass on Sevy, but that's just me. Yeah. Yeah, he just got brought up the other day, Duke Ellis. They want to utilize that speed. He is fast as hell, man. Oof. And he hits lefty, too. I said this earlier, like guys that are lefty like Jazz and Ellis and some of them, hitting from the lefty side, they're a step or two closer to first base. If they drag up on it, if they hit the ball on the ground, it's going to be easier for those guys to make it to first base than somebody who's hitting righty on the other side of the plate. So Duke is solid on defense, and he's faster than Gardy too. All good here, Jesse. Kind of yeah. 27-17 Chiefs. Yeah, these guys are gonna fight back. That's the Taylor Swift effect there. She's giving them good luck. More. Yeah, no surprise. No surprise. I think the Chiefs are going to pull it off. So, and I hope my Jets beat the 49ers on Monday. I really hope they do. I don't know if they will, but I hope they do. Niners are good. They were the other Super Bowl team last year, so Niners are freaking good. Yeah, Duke, Cam Eden, John Birdie. We got a lot of speed here. Nick Birdie. OMG, that's a good question. Let me see if I can get any news on Nick Birdie. Birdie. Yankees. Not getting any news on Nick Birdie. Not getting anything on Birdie right now. But I'll keep you updated. I'll look into it and see if I can find something. Because he's another flamethrower in the bullpen too. OMG. Another one. No, Volpe can steal bases too, pals. Yeah. He's another one who can steal bases. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Birdie or Hamilton too, OMG. Whatever works here, I'm fine with. Whoever it is. I mean, they may even use some starters. I mean, look at the last couple, like when the Red Sox won the World Series with Chris Sale, he was their starter. He closed out World Series. When the Dodgers won in 2020, Julio Urias, their starter, he closed out the World Series. So there's some starting pitchers who has recently closed out World Series too. So it happens on occasion. Jake, yes, they do, Wink. Yes, they do. Yep. And they got J.J. McCarthy, too, to groom. J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, too, and the Vikings. I don't know, Audrey, to be honest with you, if he has a future with the Yankees, Oswald Peraza. I feel bad for him. I wish he would have gotten more of an opportunity. It's calmed down, Clemenza. Fans are still going, yeah, dude, it's like, we had the conversation got fiery for a little while. It looks like it probably had to, and that's fine, right? And people said what they needed to say to get it off their chest, and it is what it is. It is what it is. That's fine. That stuff is always welcome here. It's always welcome here. I like it when people bring it, man. Next year, we're looking for someone who can hit maybe 260 or so above their weight hit. But yeah, I would agree, Mark. I would agree. Yeah, let me see who the top. Let's see. Free agents. The top. Number 1 is Juan Soto. Number 2, Corbin Burns. Number 3, Blake Snell. Number 4, Alex Bregman. 5, Max Fried from the Braves. I mentioned him the other day. Lefty starter. 6, Anthony Santander, outfielder. Who else? 7, Matt Chapman. He's off the list now since he just signed an extension with the Giants. So 8, Pete Alonso. 9, Willie Adames, shortstop from the Brewers. 10, Jack Flaherty with the Dodgers. So Those are the top 10. Jesse, the funny, it got fiery earlier, man. It got fiery. I left it open for people to get shit off their chest and vent their frustrations. And then I asked people what they thought about the video that I put out this morning because it pissed a lot of people off. It riled a lot of people up. So I wanted to see what people thought about it. Good old science. So do you think you go? I don't know. It's a good question, RMG. I'm not sure. Not sure, Guerrero or not. It's a good question. I don't know. There he is. Demon D's in the place. What's good? If anybody hasn't hit the thumbs up, by the way, let's hit those like buttons. It's always greatly appreciated. Yeah, all good, Demon D. We were talking, people getting stuff off their chest. That needed to get stuff off their chest, vent their frustrations. It got a little hot up in here earlier, but it needed to be, and that's okay. You know what I mean? It's always welcome here. And I was asking people what they thought about the video that I put out this morning. If anybody's seen it, 65 likes. All right, we need 35 likes to get to 100. Let's see if we can get to 100 before we wrap this up. I wanted to see what people thought about the video I put out this morning. I put out a video this morning about, title of it was, bench players who don't hustle and play the players who do, which is a rightful frustration of a lot of fans. But I did find an article where scouts called out Jason Dominguez for not hustling. And when I attached it and I talked about it, and people were pissed. So, Demon, you let me know what your thoughts are, man. Let me know what your thoughts are, bro. Taylor moves on from her KC boat today. Did she really, Jim? Did she? Interesting. Interesting. If that's true, I gotta call her. I'll see what's up. Let's see if we got any news here. Because she was at the game. They showed her on TV. So, Taylor Swift. And she says she arrives for the game, so. Maybe she'll dump him for J.J. McCarthy from the rookie quarterback from the Vikings. But yes, that was the video, Demon D. And people got fired up. People thought I was, trying to dig up on dirt and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, exactly, Jonathan. Why would you be at the game? So, well, I said this too, Joseph. It's too late for benching people, especially when they make millions of dollars. Just don't resign them. And I'll say this too. Anthony, Clay Holmes probably cost himself $40-50 million in his contract. Alex Verdugo the same, and Gleyber Torres cost himself over $100 million in a contract, and that's a lot of money. That's bigger karma than me getting benched. So, yeah, exactly. I'm watching the game tomorrow. The baseball, the Yankees, baby. Some players, some of them are hyped a lot, Demon D. So, and they're fed this, narrative a lot, and people tend to follow that, and then they get the same type of communication from channels that they like to listen to, and all of a sudden they grow a liking to certain players, man. It's just, you know what I mean? Nice throw in, GMA. Nice throw in, man. Getting people thinking, man. Why Boston didn't want him? Yeah, I hear you, man. Okay, Gleyber cost the Yankees his trade value. Yeah. Yeah, it comments exactly. She's the biggest pop star in the whole entire world. And the whole entire world. Yeah, and she's got, which is crazy, but she registered like 500,000 people to vote too, and for this next election, and like that's why some people hate her so much because she actually did that. But whatever. She's definitely popular, man. She got a following, bro. Big time following. Yeah, man. She's she's the thing right now. She's the big thing. Mm-hmm. Yes, she is, Joseph. Mm-hmm. Scungile drives a lot of folks crazy. I mean, if they didn't drive us crazy, like something's wrong, honestly. But it's like in their DNA, they have to drive their fan base crazy. They do it. Just that it's got to be that way, right? It's nuts, but it's true. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean they're yeah. I mean, look, we have 22 games left, man. We need to really come home strong here. We got Cubs for 3 in Wrigley, and then we come home with Kansas City, and then we got Boston at home too. So, and then after that, I think we go on the West Coast. We go to the West Coast for a little while. So, but 22 games left. That's all we have left. And this right here, what 3-3-4, 10 games right there. Yeah. It's almost like they pride themselves in not being as reactionary as they were in the Georgia days, but they're too much the other way. Yeah, I mean they're definitely more like just methodical. I mean, the reactionary part is like one thing he appreciated about George, but then he got himself in trouble too many times too. Like, there's one thing I didn't like about him either. So, you know, rocking the Ramones, Clemenza. All right, all right. Yeah, Elvis was big time. Like, look, man, she's biggest pop star in the world, man. What are you gonna do? You know? Shit. Let her, man. Let her rule. Let her rule for a while. Yeah. I got family that loves her to death. They go see her in concert. Like, it's cool. That's cool. I've done my fair share of concerts too. But Ramones, Billy, you're OG. You're straight up OG with the Ramones. That's right there. That's made man status right there, Clemenza. That's made man status. But we already know you're a made man. But that's like next level made man. So, yeah, if anybody hasn't hit that like button, please do. Want to get the likes up if you can. Pick the right. Yes, Joseph. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it, Joseph. Yes, they did. Did you know that Elvis was a student of Bruce Lee? Insignificant fact of the day. A little bit, Green Day. A little bit. Yeah, Demon. Exactly, man. Yeah. About a week, they're gonna call Jason Dominguez back up. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I mean, in, any day now. I think so. They've got a lot of roster moves coming. So in the next couple of days, there's gonna be a lot of turnover. Yeah, Joseph. Steve McQueen was a Bruce Lee student. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bolo Young, all Bruce Lee students. Yeah, man. Rick Springfield. Oh man, Ken. Now you really taking us back. Rick Springfield. Jesse's girl and all that stuff, right? Yeah. Hootie and the Blowfish, nice. I saw Def Leppard, I saw Janet Jackson, I saw Bon Jovi, I saw so many people. Prince, Donna. I saw Justin Timberlake and Timbaland in Madison Square Garden. That was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. That game was awesome. I mean, that concert was awesome. Sunday in Wrigley Field, man, Bronx Bomber. Bring us some luck, man. Bring us some luck, baby. Bring us some luck, Bronx Bomber. Let's go. Trying to get down to the Bowery to see that CBG. Oh boy, CBGBs. What the hell was that movie? Oh, Summer of Sam with John Leguizamo. There was a whole scene in CBGBs. I remember CB. I remember the Palladium, the Limelight back in the day. Yeah. Jumpsuits, damn. Lady Gaga was awesome too. She's a great voice. Bennett, wow, legend. Well, and Jimmy, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, honestly, I think he was. I don't know if he was protective of his dad, but the fact is, Cashman had an agreement with Vlad Guerrero Sr. and to come here to play for the Yankees, and he was overruled by George Steinbrenner, who instead signed Gary Sheffield. And since then, there's been some bad blood. But I mean, I love Vlad Guerrero Sr. He carries himself like a pro. He's a Hall of Famer. He was one of my favorite players to ever watch. I loved watching him play. Wrigley on some nice Bronx Bomber. Nice, man. Very nice. Was killed in the pilot episode of Boston. Damn, Ken, he was? Shit. Man, see, this is some history right here, man. See, this is what we do, right? Pivot to some fun stuff like this. Yeah. Jesse's girl. Yep. Yeah, you can only listen to 867-5309. I don't know if that's Rick Springfield, though, but that's another one that would drove me nuts. But I picked the Eagles giving 2 tomorrow. It's a good question, Sconchilli. I don't know. They play in Brazil, don't they, the Eagles? Got scared one time. Yeah, that's right, Clemenza. Summer of Sam was a great movie, man. I'm your soul, man. That was a great movie. Yeah, I would agree, Jonathan. Vlad, I think, would have helped the Yankees in a lot of different ways. Jenny, oh my God. Sao Paulo, yeah, the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to win, so I think they're going to be a powerhouse in the NFC East, man. Yep. I'm just pissed off that Hassan Reddick got traded to the Jets and he still hasn't reported. Total punk job in the Jets, man. I'm so pissed off. And Packers are a good team too, Joseph. So, yeah. And we'll talk some more football on Sunday. There's no doubt about that. Because now we're going to be covering football now that football season's here. For those that don't know, if you're a football fan too, we're covering football as well. So that when baseball season winds down, we're going to go right into football. There's going to be no dry spots. No dry spots. We're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. Scungili, let's go. Jet. That's my team, the Jets. I mean, people hate the Yankees because they're good. People feel sorry for the Jets because they're not good. So, Tommy Tutone. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Yeah. That Brother Bell, yeah, he was great with the Angels, man. And great. The Expos and the Angels, man. He was just fantastic, man. Going all the way, I'd be surprised, OMG, but I wouldn't complain. I think Aaron Rodgers is crazy, but oh well. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys were getting close to a deal, but it turned out to be BS. I heard something like that too, but yeah, it was supposed to be like a boatload of money too. Only dry spot will be Super Bowl and spring training. Yeah, and it won't be that long either, because that'll be like we'll already be talking about free agency and all that stuff. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of busy time there, Jonathan. But that's only like a week, maybe. But yeah, Jonathan, this is gonna no dry spots now, man. That's it. We're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling. So hopefully we'll get enough football fans to get this channel to 30,000 subs. We'll see. All the way to damn Ken. Damn, Jets going all the way to their homes. All right, I understand. Cowboy fan. Sunil's a Cowboy fan. We got a couple of Cowboy fans up in here. College football, yeah. I mean, Notre Dame is my team. Been on my team for a while, so I think the Jets have a good shot of winning the AFC East, Joseph. But so do the Dolphins. I mean, I'm not sleeping on the Bills either. I'm not sleeping on the Bills. You know. Yeah, I mean, Dak may probably be good. I mean, don't the Patriots need to count? Oh, did they sign a quarterback? The Patriots? I could see Dak going to the friggin' Patriots. Oh my God, could you imagine that? Yeah, 6 years of 151, man. That brother Bill, 6 years, 151. Good for Matt Chapman, man. Really. By the way, gang, for those that just came in, hit them thumbs up, gang. I'm gonna try and get our likes up to 100 before we wrap it up. I greatly appreciate you. I don't know who Dak Prescott's backup quarterback is. I don't know. Because I mean, for the Patriots too, like Mac Jones didn't pan out really. So Mac Jones from Alabama. Oh, that's right. They drafted Drake May. That's right, Ken. That's right, May. That's right, from North Carolina. Is that right, North Carolina? Trey Lance. Is he back up in Dallas? Trey Lance now? My God. Yeah. Only the Marlins suck. Yeah. Yeah, the AFC East is going to be tough, man. Like, all right, so Trey Lance is the cap. Man, look at that, man. He just couldn't hang with the 49ers, man. Cowboy, I'm telling you, Demon, that's why I'm Yankees for life no matter what, man. We ride or die with our teams, man. That's how it is. We don't do fair weather stuff. Never that, man. Never that. Oh, my God. Jim May's been a lifer. I love it. Following him since 55. Kudos to you, Jim May. Love that, man. Bills, yeah, dude. I mean, Josh Allen is, yeah. Cooper Rush was number 2 quarterback. Trey Lance is number 3. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, yeah, he's fucking awesome. Patrick Mahomes, he's phenomenal. I want to see how my Jets do. We'll see. I have no expectations. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. But they won 7 games last year without Aaron Rodgers, so maybe they can win 10 with him. Maybe. We'll see. No, they won't discourage me, G May. Never that, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, we pivoted a little bit to the football because football's on right now, so. But Xavier, yeah, I saw that from the Chiefs. Yeah, he was good. He was good. Bengals too. Yeah, you got the kid quarterback. What's his name? From LSU. I forgot his name. Dev the Devastator. What's happening? And they got the wide receiver too. The Bengals. That LSU combination, which is a deadly combination. So 11 days between Super Bowl. Okay. Oh, Joe Burrow. That's right, Ken. Thank you. And then that wide receiver that they have is that ridiculous combination they have. But yeah, they won't take us down. They won't get us down, Jimmy. Oh, never that, man. I'm gonna ride or die with this team, man. No matter what. I'm gonna try to uplift as many people as possible. But have a great night, everybody. I want to thank you all for coming on. Thank you for getting your shit off your chest, for being heard. Listen, keep coming back. Keep fighting the good fight. All right, peace and love to all of yous, and you are the best. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Hopefully celebrate a win. Peace.